This is my 2003 Mercedes Benz CL500 AMG package, and she sounds like shit. It's okay, baby. Daddy's gonna take care of you. Don't lie, how many times do you guys talk to your vehicles? I don't know what kind of condition my Mercedes is in, but it doesn't sound too good, to be honest. I started noticing the noise about 6 months ago before the winter, and every time I turned I was hearing a clunking noise, and when I was braking I was hearing a squeak kind of noise and other noises here and there. So I'm sure some of the bushings have gone, which I need to take a look and inspect and replace them and see how she's doing. She's a 2003 Mercedes Benz. Yes, I do look after my vehicles very, very well, and now is a time where she needs a little bit of attention. Honestly, I think my Mercedes got a little bit jealous of my brother's Mercedes Benz, especially all the attention I gave her when I was rebuilding her after the crash. Let's see how she looks on the passenger side. Looking pretty good at the moment. Nothing's leaking. Rubbers are fine. Tight. I'm confused what that noise could have been. It sounds like suspension. But where? But honestly, for the most part, everything is looking good. Yes, it's a little rough. I live in Michigan Road, so the potholes are amazing because my governor is great. Hey! Fix the damn roads. Yeah, right. Sure, whatever. Let me take this cover off and see what that reveals. Besides a little bit of grease. I believe I found the cause to the noise. That's supposed to be packed with grease. And that doesn't look good too. Hold still. Good camera shot. Yep, that's perished. I don't know how this is looking. Yeah, that's not looking too fresh. Okay, that's one thing I found, is an original part number. So this control arm has never been replaced since 2003, and we are now in 2025. That is 22 years. Yeah. And this arm's never been replaced before. Same on the passenger side. Holy cow, Mercedes designed some really, really good parts. I gotta get it replaced. And by looking at it, I don't think it is a removable bushing or ball joint. So I have to get this whole control arm, which is not a bad thing because I don't know if that's also a problem area here on the other bushing too. I don't know if that's rubbing as well. It looks like it, but I could be wrong. But I'm going to get a new one on the driver's side, and also they say always replace both of them, so I'm also going to do the passenger side. Better safe than sorry. But yeah, that is an original Mercedes part from 2003. Now that I've found the culprit of the squeaking horrible noise, I'm not gonna bust this nut. I'm now gonna loosen this nut. It doesn't seem like there's any rust on the nut or the threads whatsoever, so I don't need to worry about PB Blaster. Let's get this off. Oh, that came off pretty easy. Now I'm going to take a tool like a C-clamp kind of thing and pop this control arm out of the way, as the new ones have just arrived. But I'm just doing another visual inspection. Everything else is looking good. This is one of the many tools that I have. It's a ball joint press popper. And what it does is it's got like forks that slide into the ball joint rubber. It's going to damage rubber. It's already damaged, so big deal. And then I drive this long bolt down, which has got a taper to it, and push it down onto this lever, which then sends pressure to this nut, which I've put it back on. This is the original nut that came off the ball joint. The reason why I mainly do it is that it doesn't damage the threads, although I am replacing the arm itself, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but I'm doing it anyway. And what it's going to do is put pressure onto the nut and push that ball joint up and out of a socket. Hopefully that works. As I said, I have many different kinds of tools to get these ball joints out. So if this one doesn't work, I know I have other solutions. Hopefully this gives a better angle on exactly what I'm doing. I'm tightening up my drill. And hopefully that was it. I felt a pop. Hey, it worked. It worked exactly how I planned. Okay, here we have the front low control arm. It runs all the way up here and goes to the subframe. Now Mercedes Benz have decided, let's put a bolt right against this cover. For some apparent reason, the nut is so easy to get to, no problem whatsoever. Right there. Now, when you loosen the nut, how are you supposed to get that bolt out of the control arm? I've got to try and remove this wheel fender flare, which I have never done on this Mercedes, but how hard could it be? Status update, I had to remove this whole under tray of the Mercedes, but concentrate on the positive. I'm able to get this bolt out that holds the suspension arm, which is hitting these stupid lines or something. I don't know what they're for. Okay, that's air conditioning, and that runs up to the radiator. They don't look that important. Nothing got damaged, thankfully. But yeah, the bolt was getting stuck on these stupid lines, but got the bolt out, and we can now remove this front suspension arm. And the other ball joint is looking sweet. Let's get the replacement on. Scratch that idea. Now before I put the new one in, I have to do the same thing to the passenger side. Because rule of thumb is whenever you're replacing a suspension part or ball joint or some kind of suspension component, you always replace both at the same time. Same thing with brakes, I guess. But who needs brakes? I mean, as long as one side works. Okay, so I have a plank of wood with my hydraulic jack, which will make the suspension a little bit higher or level. It takes tension off of the control arms to try and get the front suspension control arm. I've never in my life, can you see how much thread is actually left on this tool? There's almost no thread. It did pop. It did pop off, but I have never ever used this tool all the way to almost its max capacity. That tyrrell end, that ball joint was stuck on there, man. Damn. Okay, so I've taken some parts cleaner and cleaned up the area where the new ball joint is going to sit on the passenger side, as well as the driver side. So the whole is nice and clean. I tell you what, that parts cleaner stuff, whoo! Talking about getting high, for some reason I went and purchased some PB Blaster penetrating oil from my local store, and they ID'd me. Apparently this stuff can get you cuckoos. Who the hell is getting high on penetrating oil? Come on, seriously? Of all things? One and two. I went ahead and ordered brand new front suspension from FCP Euro. They are, oh God, how the hell do you pronounce this? Lemforder. No, what? Lemforder. Okay, let's go ahead and install these new Lemforder, whatever you want to call them, front suspension control arms. Now, I remember I had to put this in first. I have put a little bit of anti-seize inside the holes and also on the contact points. As I live in Michigan, corrosion is a son of a gun. Thankfully, they gave me a brand new nut because I f***ed the other one up royally. Bang, bang, bang. I cannot see where the bolt is going because I'm 5'1.5". To be short and sexy. Hey, that was pretty easy. Got the passenger side done, as well as the driver's side done. I need to find the torque specs to zip up these nuts and bolts. But besides that, those control arms on the passenger's driver's side are done. Matrix, I got the Mercedes almost completed by myself. You didn't even help me, boy. Hey, stop sniffing trash. Okay, I have my torque wrench all connected, as well as the wrench to hold the nuts and the bolt. And now, one thing I had realized is anytime you're doing suspension, I need to make sure that the suspension is under load. That's why I have my transmission jack in place. It's jacked up the suspension's under load. Now, I'd put a post on the Facebook pages that I'm a part of for the Mercedes, for the torque specs for the nuts and the bolt, and also for the bolt for the suspension arm. They told me it is good and tight. Sorry, how do you say in German? Good and tight. Those guys cracked me up, but yeah, I got it torqued. I'm going to torque it as good as I can get it. Not too tight, because I still got to get a front wheel alignment done once the suspension is all nice and tight. Good and tight. After doing some further research online, I came to realize that the nut and the bolt that hold the inner portion of the front control arm need to be torqued down to 80 Newton meters, or 59 foot-pounds. Wait, is that it? There we go. That's good and tight. Also forgot this nut. This nut I'm going to tighten to 4 agadagas. I don't know how many foot-pounds of torque that is, but it's going to be tight enough. That's nice and tight. Now I can do the passenger side with the same technique as I did the driver. Can't forget the 4 agadagas. Yep, that's good and tight. Good and tight. What the hell? Why don't you help me with the Mercedes? You didn't help Daddy with the Mercedes at all. Don't give me that lip. Matrix, I want to get this Mercedes finished and driving. So I got this project to do. Woo. need a bath, my boy. You need one too, you stinky ass. So the Mercedes is fixed, kind of. There still is a bit of a squeaky noise coming from the suspension, but don't forget I had the Mercedes raised up on my hoist. The suspension had stretched out. It hasn't fully settled at the moment. So the only way I'm going to know is to let the Mercedes sit, possibly take her for a drive and see if the noise is still there. So far I think it sounds much better. The steering response feels a little bit more tighter, so that's a good positive thing. So I do have other projects that I do want to do to my Mercedes Benz, but that's going to be further down the line, further in the year. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, because I'm going to take this Mercedes to a couple of car shows which are going to be happening during the year, such as Northern Worcestershire. Northern Worcestershire. Northern Worcestershire. I think that's what it is. They also call it NOWO. N-O-W-O. So that's going to be later on this year, where my Mercedes is going to be a part of the show as well as my brother's car. Maybe you might take the new Mercedes Benz he just got. If you want to see the video of the Mercedes Benz that he just got, click in this little tab over here. Watch those series. It's a pretty fun, enjoyable series. I hope he really loves the Mercedes Benz. Yeah, but I do have other projects on the line at the moment that I do need to get done. So the Mercedes is going to take a little bit of a back seat. I just want to get her running and driving for the time being. She's a great car. She's pretty zippy. For a 5-liter V8 that was made in 2003, she's got some get up and go, I'm not going to lie, and she does sound pretty good when climbing through the rev range. But if you enjoyed this video, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos of the Mercedes and other projects I've got going on at the moment. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Take care. Baba, are you hungry, my boy? Oh, shame. You look like you're starving. Look at the big... Oh, the puppy is starving. Just look at the belly. Look how big this belly is and he's starving. Come here. Come, Baba. Oh.